All right, let's dive deep into Nesta Archeron. Specifically, her transformation in A Court of Silver Flames. I know you want to understand why she's so complex, right? Her past, how it haunts her, and how she rises above it all. Trauma, family, self-discovery,
Wow.
all in this world of magic and mythical creatures.
It's a fascinating character arc for sure. We're going way beyond the surface level. Why Nesta ticks and why so many readers connect with her journey.
So imagine Nesta at the beginning of the book,
Mm.
ripping her apartment door off its hinges, picturing Cassian's neck as the doorknob.
Oh, that imagery.
Right. She's drowning her pain, alcohol, meaningless encounters. Her wardrobe, let's say it's seen better days. Maz even describes her as looking like hell.
Yeah, rough. But that physical state reflects her inner turmoil. It's not just about her looks, it's her emotional state. All that baggage, her father's death, responsibility for Farron Elaine, it's weighing her down.
You mentioned Nesta's sense of responsibility in your notes. That's a huge thing for her, isn't it? Going back to their past, the poverty, their dad, the burden she felt to protect her sisters, almost like she became the protector so young.
Exactly. Those early experiences turned her into a survivor, but also fueled her anger and resentment. Classic unresolved trauma leading to self-destructive behavior. Never dealt with the pain, so it comes out in unhealthy ways.
Then we have Fair and Rysand, High Lord and Lady, worried about Nesta. They decide on a pretty unconventional intervention, training regimen at the House of Wind under Cassian's supervision.
Heavy-handed, you think?
A little. And Nesta sees it as imprisonment. Another way they control her. But there's more to it. Fair and Rysand want to help, but they trigger Nesta's fears. Trapped and controlled.
You're right, their good intentions backfire. They don't get the root of Nesta's issues. And then there's Cassian overseeing her training. Clash of personalities.
Oh, totally. She wants nothing to do with him. And he's baffled by her resistance.
It's volatile right from the start. Cassian's used to obedience, respect. Nesta gives him neither. I think he's frustrated, but also, maybe, Nesta sees a glimmer of himself in her, his own past struggles.
True. And this is where those 10,000 steps come in.
Yeah.
The House of Wind down to the city. More than a physical challenge, right?
Right. Metaphor for Nesta's whole journey. Each step, a small victory, testing her willpower. She scoffs at first, but she keeps trying, pushing further every day, mirrors her internal struggles one step at a time, facing those demons bit by bit.
It's brilliant how Maz visually represents Nesta's internal shift. Conquering the steps, she confronts her emotional barriers too.
And it's during those moments we get glimpses of Nesta's past, those flashbacks, crucial to understanding her.
Absolutely. You mentioned wanting to dig deeper into those flashbacks, how they connect to Nesta now. Let's talk about some key moments, the ones that reveal her trauma.
Okay, the flashback of Nesta as a girl witnessing her dad's death, brutal. And even more, her helplessness, not being able to save him.
That detail about her finding his little wood carvings after he's gone. She wants to scream, rage, but she holds it in, repressed grief and anger.
Exactly, she buries that pain deep inside. And it festers. We see this throughout the book. Pushing people away, walls up, anything to avoid those raw emotions.
And that's not all. There's the flashback of Nesta witnessing Cassian's mom's death. Violent, disturbing, and it sticks with her.
That shared experience, such horrific loss at a young age, creates a bond between them, unspoken, buried under their antagonism, but it's there. They understand darkness, pain.
And that sets the stage for their connection, seeing past each other's defenses, the vulnerability underneath. But we can't forget the cauldron. Huge role. It gave Farron Elaine powers, but with Nesta, it's different.
It's not just getting powers, it's how the cauldron impacts her. Different, raw, unpredictable, destructive almost. Remember that handprint scorched onto the stairs?
Chilling. Leaves everyone, even Nesta, wondering, what's going on? What could she do? Scary and fascinating.
Another layer to her. Nesta's terrified of what she's becoming. Power she can't control. It feeds her anxieties, her insecurities, makes her resist help even more.
And so part of her rehabilitation, she's given tasks in the library. She hates it at first. But gradually, books become her refuge.
It's fascinating how Maz uses the library. Healing, growth for Nesta, escape from her mind, getting lost in stories, a place to be alone, process, make sense of the world.
And she connects with Gwen, that young priestess who gets Nesta's struggles. Beginning of a beautiful friendship, so crucial for Nesta.
Gwen is pivotal. Compassion, understanding. She sees Nesta's worth even when Nesta doesn't. Safe space to be vulnerable, to start breaking down those walls.
A beautiful example of female solidarity, support that goes beyond judgments and expectations. But we have to talk about the blood right. Illyrian tradition, and you mentioned wanting more context on this.
The blood right, it's a brutal test. Strength, endurance. Young warriors thrown into a death match, fighting to the top of a mountain. Harsh, archaic, deeply rooted in their culture, showing how warrior-focused patriarchal their society is.
And here's where it gets interesting. The priestesses, inspired by Nesta's training, they form their own group, the Valkyries. They even do a qualifier for the blood right. Impress even the Illyrian warriors.
Turning point. Shatters the norms of their society, shows the power of female strength, solidarity. It's not just physical, it's resilience, courage, challenging the limits placed on women.
That's a rebellion, saying they won't be defined by what others expect. And for Nesta, it's eye-opening. She sees these women who've also gone through trauma, embracing their strength, fighting for recognition.
It awakens something in her. Her pain, her anger can be positive, powerful. She doesn't have to be defined by her past. She can forge her own path.
And this is where things get intense. The confrontation with Tamlin. Powerful.
You're right to highlight that. Not just dramatic, but pivotal for Nesta.
She lets it all out.
Yeah.
Years of anger, pain, tells Tamlin exactly what she thinks, the devastation he caused.
And she does it in the Spring Court, his territory. She defies him, challenges him, unwavering loyalty to her family, bold. Shows how far she's come in reclaiming her power.
But there's more. The Dread Trove. Ancient artifacts, immense power. And Nesta, she's drawn to them. Especially the mask.
We should dive into that in part 2 of our deep dive. This is where things get really interesting, right? The Dread Trove. And Nesta's connection, especially to the mask, things take a turn. You mentioned being intrigued by the trove.
Like ticking time bombs, aren't they? Ancient artifacts, so much power. For good or evil, Nesta's drawn to them.
What's interesting is they're not just objects, sentient, a will of their own. They call to the deepest desires, fears of whoever possesses them, like a shortcut to power, but at a cost.
Especially the mask. It tempts Nesta, right? The power she craves, escape her pain, unleash that rage. But it could consume her, twist her into something monstrous, like a dark mirror reflecting her destructive impulses.
Exactly. The mask becomes this symbol, Nesta's internal struggle. Darkness versus light, the allure of quick fixes, avoiding the hard work of healing, grabbing power without facing her demons.
Makes you think about our own choices, doesn't it? Reaching for the easy solution without thinking of the consequences.
All the time. It's human nature, that path of least resistance. But sometimes, the hardest path, the one where we face our shadows. That's true growth, transformation.
And those scenes in the library. Nesta using the mask to find the other trove items. Chilling, like a moth to a flame.
That connection, Maz never fully explains it in Silver Flames. Intentional, I think. Planting seeds of mystery, a destiny, a purpose Nesta's only starting to grasp.
Adds suspense. What makes Nesta so attuned to the trove? What role will they play? We're waiting to see what happens.
Speaking of waiting, that climax, Fair's life on the line, Prithian's fate. And Nesta makes a choice that changes everything. You wanted to understand her, this is it.
Pure adrenaline, right? Impossible choices, consequences. Fair giving birth to babies both Fae and Illyrian. A complication that could kill her. Stakes couldn't be higher.
And Rhysand, desperate, almost loses it to that primal rage, High Lord warrior. But in that moment, he's just terrified, losing everything. Fragility of life, the cost of power, their love, it's all there.
And then, Nesta. No one sees it coming. She puts on the mask, the crown, holds the harp, the dread trove, ancient warnings, risking her soul to save Fair.
Wow.
Complete reversal. She was so self-absorbed before. But this, depth of her love, sacrificing everything for her family, not running from responsibility anymore, embracing it, facing unimaginable danger.
The imagery is amazing. Nesta's eyes, silver fire behind the mask, the power, terrifying and exhilarating.
Cassian sees it. He knows the being behind the mask is more than Fae, more than human, a force of nature, savior and destroyer maybe. Nesta becomes almost mythical.
But she does it. Saves Fair, the baby, Rhysand. Uses the trove to heal, restore, bring them back. Love, sacrifice her strength. Incredible.
Victory has a price. The question is, what now? This power, can she control it?
And Cassian. How will things change? She stepped into this realm of power. Can he stand with her, support her?
Cliffhanger leaves us wanting more. But before we get to that, the aftermath, we see glimpses of Nesta's future, the challenges, triumphs. She's dealing with the weight of what she did. Wielding the trove. She went from survivor to protector. A leader, maybe, shaping Prithian's destiny.
But her trauma, her past, it's not gone. It's ongoing. Effort, support, facing the darkness within.
She's not alone, though. Cassian, her sisters, friends, love, understanding, a safe space to heal, grow, become who she's meant to be.
And the House of Wind, it felt like a prison, now it's a sanctuary. Her strength, independence, training, honing her skills, finding peace.
And Cassian, their relationship, undeniable chemistry, that fiery passion simmering since the beginning.
Roller coaster. Charged, intense, push and pull, so captivating you were curious about how it develops. Maz throws us a curveball.
Their first time. Almost violent, so intense, turmoil within Nesta, primal raw, releasing all those pent-up emotions. Then, on the mountain, she breaks down, confronts her pain. That's when it shifts.
True intimacy, seeing past the anger, the defenses. Cassian sees her vulnerability. She starts to trust him, let him in, believe she's worthy of love.
And those scenes. Sarah J. Maas didn't hold back. Passionate, intense, their connection. But you're right, it's more than physical.
You got it. The tenderness, the emotion, that's what makes it compelling. Cassian loves her fiercely, flaws and all, and Nesta finds safety, belonging in his arms, a home she never thought she'd have.
Not an easy path, though. Nesta still struggles. Her past, self-worth, fear of letting people in. Cassian, bless him, he tries to fix things. But sometimes she just needs to be heard, held, know she's not alone.
He makes mistakes, pushes too hard, wants to solve her problems instead of listening. But it's love, wanting to protect her. And thankfully she has Gwyn Emery, the Valkyries, unwavering support.
Female friendship is so strong in this book. The Valkyries are more than training partners, they're a sisterhood. Help Nesta find her strength, her voice.
They challenge her too. Confront her fears, step outside her comfort zone, realize she's capable of more than she believes.
And it's not just training, fighting, laughter, sharing, celebrating victories, female empowerment, solidarity. We're stronger together. We need each other.
Can't forget that ending. Cliffhanger. Exhilarating. Agonizing. We need more.
Nesta and Cassian finally say, I love you. Pure joy, hard-won happiness. They overcame so much to be together. And then Cassian's called away. Illyria leaves Nesta with a warning, a promise. Brutal.
Classic Maz. Gives us connection, hope, then rips it away. We're desperate to know what happens next.
What will happen to Cassian? What's waiting for him? And Nesta, will she be okay? Control her power? The mask is still calling to her.
That's the thing, isn't it? She keeps us hooked, wanting more. It's not just the ending, it's the questions she asks throughout. Hints, makes us question everything.
The story isn't over. Just pause. We're left waiting, anticipating.
And that's what makes the deep dive into Nesta so good. Not just the plot. We're looking at why she does what she does, her choices. Silver Flames ends on a cliffhanger, but we understand her better now. Who she is, what drives her, her potential.
You wanted to know why she's so complex, how her past affects her, how she rises above it. What are your thoughts now?
I think she's relatable. She's this mythical creature, but her struggles are real. Flaws, mistakes, pushing people away, fighting her demons. But she wants love, acceptance, purpose. We all want that.
And she finds it. Not easy. There's pain, sacrifice.
Yeah.
But she finds it. Even the most broken can heal, find redemption, step into their power.
Right. Resilience, self-discovery, the human spirit. We all face internal battles, darkness. We're not alone. Hope, strength, a path forward.
A path that leads to unexpected places, transformations, love worth fighting for. Growth is a process. Healing takes time. We don't have to have it all figured out to be worthy of love.
What do you think happens next? What are you excited to see in the next book?
With her power, the Trove, Nesta's going to be important to Prythian's future, force to be reckoned with. How will she use her strength, protect those she loves, fight for what she believes in? And Cassian, their relationship will be tested, but their bond is strong. They'll come out stronger, more connected.
I think so too. So many possibilities. Can't wait to see what Maz does. This deep dive has definitely made me even more excited. For Nesta, Cassian, all of Prythian.
What a journey. Thanks for exploring Nesta with us. Hope you got some insights. We're excited about Nesta's future. Hope you are too. Until next time.